Hey you guys, I want to get on here and give a review of Ready to Love season 4 episode 10. Basically, we meet up at the cliffhanger. We get our decision. Basically, Camille and Cornelius was to the point where they both left, and the reason why is because Cornelius was in the bottom, and Camille had delivered the news that he was eliminated. Basically decided that she would take the high road and be eliminated herself as well because she felt like she didn't have a connection with anybody else there. We see the journey with Aisha and Dante. Dante steps it up. He gives her a massage. They connect on a personal level. He basically lets us know that he's chosen her as his connection. We're to the point where we see Shiloh and step up. She actually has a connection with the guy, but I don't see anything strong with her, meaning nobody's actually saying that she's the one or anything like that. Naeem has said that he has his love for Asia. But yeah, the guys are basically solidifying who they want to be with. Sydney is basically to the point where she wants to be with Frank. She goes on a date with the other potential bachelor, but it's to the point where we are seeing everybody solidify who they really want to be with, which I think is a good thing, because it's to the point where, you know, we're down to the wire, just like Tommy says. They come back from the actual trip, and it's to the point where everybody is saying who they want to be with. Sabrina and Mike are to the point where they have that connection. As a result, him and Ming have a as I spell love with spat. She was checking for him, and so she's to the point where she got extremely upset because she felt like he wasn't giving her any attention that she needed, and that he was putting all his eggs in one basket with Sabrina. In her words exactly, she basically said that she felt like he was in other words smitten by Sabrina that he couldn't see her. My thing with it is that I think from the beginning he's had a connection with Sabrina, and it's probably been strong anyway. I think he's trying to venture out with me to maybe see whether or not he maybe was, you know, not putting those eggs in one basket. We can all see that Walter really has a thing for Sabrina. Also, we're to the point where we see the people to the point where they're solidifying and saying who they really want to be with, which lets you know we're down to the wire, and eventually we're going to be down to the final four. Now everybody's to the point now where they're in deliberations, and the person that actually gets to the final bottom two is Zadia and Mumin. Basically, Mumin is to the point where she is saved by the other gentleman. So in the end, we get to the point we realize that Zadia was the point that wanted to eliminate. I think the thing that stuck nail in her car was the conversation with Dante, like she's expressed in her speech when she left. She thinks that he, you know, like she says, men are catty. She thinks he went back and said something that kind of bring it full circle, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's to the point where he basically went on to say what it was, that he was with Aisha. I mean, he wanted Aisha, that was his connection, and I don't think Zadia could take that because she already said, she solidified and said that he was the one that she was pursuing. So I think she kind of felt like it was a slap in the face, and she kind of lost it. She put her hand on his forehead. He expressed that thought to the men in deliberations, and I think that's probably what put the nail in her coffin. I think she would have been content if she never would have did that. I think if she had controlled her emotions, she probably would have still been there. Because I think Mumin at this point is the one that most people have the least connection with, her and Shiloh. Shiloh's to the point where she's trying to find her way, but I don't think she's solidified nothing. I don't think nobody is really solidifying anything with her. But I see Sydney and her new guy, they're solidifying that with each other. They actually expressed in public and to others that they actually have a connection, and that she wants to be with him. They actually do look cute together. They're like they have a connection, but she also goes on another date with the other gentleman. I'm having a brain freeze right now, but they went out and they had a little date. You know, they decided they wanted to kiss and have connections, and she basically told him that she wanted him to show more affection. He did. He solidified it with a kiss. She was to the point where she said it basically made her melt and made her feel like a woman, and she really wanted to be there. She liked being in that space. I think it was a cute little date, but I still think she has the highs for Frank. The other guy is not a contender. I think he's more of a connection with Shiloh. But yeah, it looks like now it's Shiloh and The other guy I'm talking about, I keep getting a blank on his name, but I'll get to it in a minute. I think it'll be Frank and Sydney, and I think it's going to be Naeem. But Naeem throws us a curveball at the end. Naeem decides to eliminate himself once he finds out Zadia left, because he felt like his connection had gone left and he didn't have a connection with anybody else. It seems like when everybody's connection leaving, like everybody's leaving together. So I don't know if they're going to either continue the relationship or not. What we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it will, but I think the thing about Camille and Cornelius, like they had a strong bond, but I hope she's not just jumping the gun and just left to be with him, and then it turns out it doesn't go anywhere. But my main concern with her is that she's being a catty and she's being too possessive with him. She might need to loosen the rein a little bit, because now in the real world, it's not to the point that she got to be so clingy to him, because she got to understand now she got to deal with other people in the real world. And who's to say once they get in the real world that he's just want to be just with her, because he's already real standoffish, even though they are in a dating setting. On the show, go. So we'll see. This relationship to the point now where, I mean, I will see where it goes, or however, especially at the reading, we'll get a chance to see how it went. We're going to see whether or not he still come off for air, if that's a running joke. But yeah, everybody seemed like they've solidified everything. Aisha and her connection, they're really, really cute, her and Dante. He's already let Zadia know that she's not the one he wants anymore. And, you know, just like I said, she actually got real irate, which was really scary. I think she couldn't take the fact that he didn't want her, and he chose another woman, especially a person that she didn't really get along with, because previously Aisha and Camille, they actually had a session where they actually went and they was back and forth and arguing. Basically, it was one of those things where she basically said what happens if he gets eliminated, something to that perspective, not those exact words. And she basically, Zadia times in and says that she was a hater, and somebody had to diffuse her and get away from the situation. So I think she feels a little animosity against her. In the back of her head, she probably smiled like, hey, your actions are the reason why he got closer to me. And I think Zadia just couldn't take it eventually, and now, you know, her biggest ally Camille is gone, so it's just her by herself. But now that she's gone, we're left with it's like I said, we got Walter and Sabrina. We have Naeem. He's solidified and said who he wants to be with, and I think everybody's to the point where they got a connection, so they're basically paired up now. Mamine is to the point where she's solidifying her love, and she's saying who she wants to be with. She's broken ties with Walter, and she expressed to him what it is, and that she didn't like what happened with him. So they basically talked, however, but that she did get saved at the end. So that was a plus. I was a little nervous. I was thinking that she was about to go home, and Walter was gonna be the one to tell her. But yeah, we know Walter and Sabrina have a strong connection. Sydney and her guy have a good connection as well. And Dante is to the point where he solidified, just like I said, he told us that he wants that young lady. He does not want Zadia anymore. He's had solidified his love for Aisha. So we're going to see where this takes them. We're going to see what next elimination bring. I think this time the women are hold the cards and they're able to eliminate a man. So we're gonna see who goes down next. Me personally, I think it's gonna be Naeem, because you know, we don't have a connection with nobody. He just rolling in the wind, if that makes sense. But yeah, you guys, this season was really, really good. You know, I've been following ever since season 1. I am a big fan of them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you guys will go and look at some of the episodes and maybe catch up on ones that you lost, and you won't be disappointed. Ready to Love is a great season. I love it. Tommy Nephew Tommy is the host, and they're actually in Washington D.C. this season. I really like the spectacle of what's going on and their journey, but I'm hoping that Camille and Cornelius, you know, continue their journey and she gets what she wants, because it looks like she really likes him. But hopefully she'll loosen the reins on him and won't be as catty and most possessive of him. But we'll see. Me personally, I think he got his hands full with that one. But yeah, we're gonna see what next episodes bring in. Hope you guys, I give y'all a review. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I appreciate everybody that's actually subscribed to my channel. Hope you leave a comment. Most importantly, subscribe until the next video, guys. Thank you so much.